Hey, and welcome back. Happy New Year. So, it's my understanding that back in the day, the spinny knobs on the wheels of the South Bend lathe were actually an option. You had to pay extra to get spinny knobs. You would otherwise get just a fixed knob. And I think pretty much all compounds are fixed knob. I don't think I've ever seen one that has a spinny knob on it. But here on the Rockwell lathe, all of the knobs or handles, whatever you want to call them, are fixed. So they don't rotate at all. And the one for the carriage can be kind of difficult to use because it's moving a lot of mass and it's kind of small. Whereas the one here is the same one on the tailstock. Because of the position and the fact that it's not moving a whole lot of mass, it works great. It's very easy to use. So just me personally, I found that I prefer this shape of handle over the other shape. And of course, that one's more sexy looking. But if you have a look around like I did, you'll probably find variations of both of these everywhere in your house or in your shop. Yeah, I know, the lathe is cleaner than the shower knob. Somebody needs to get some Scotch-Brite after that. So I started out by making this brass piece here, which will be the end of the shaft, and I'm going to attach this to a steel shaft is going to be the center or what the handle rotates on. And I'm doing this by hand, and if you look at the angle of the tap, you can see that it's not perfectly straight. There's only about 3 threads in there, and it's a bottom tap, so I didn't want to use the lathe. I just did it by hand. So it's askew just a little bit. The wrench flats are there so that I can jam it onto the steel shaft, and basically it's a permanent piece. So why am I using brass on the end? That's just purely decorative. So you can see here I've already got the 2 pieces jammed together, and I just had to go back and true up the brass piece to the steel shaft. I only had to remove about 10 thousandths, and that's a piece of 5/8 brass stock, so still plenty of material left. So I've got a small piece of the Delrin drop that I showed in the last video to make the handle out of. I also have a large piece back on the table saw in the background of Acetron GP, which may be a better material choice for making this handle. Not sure how the Delrin's going to wear, so I'm going to make it a little bit on the tight side. And if I need to, I can always go back and clearance the plastic if wear is not an issue, or I could just polish the steel shaft a little bit more. The wobbliness you see there is because the OD of the Delrin is not true. The only fixed measurement I came up with was the steel shaft. I'm not sure how the Delrin piece is going to hit out because I'm putting a taper on it, so I'm going to make it a little bit longer than it needs to be, and I've made the steel shaft about 3/4 of an inch longer than the original handle. And once I get things made, then I can kind of eyeball it and see where things are going to hit out, and then I can adjust the length of the taper and the position of the taper and all of that. So of course the order of operations here is really important. So this is a recess for another piece of brass that I haven't made yet, but I have to do this one first before I can through drill and then cut it off and then do the backside, and then you'll see. Just keep watching. So I've turned down the Delrin to about 1 inch, and then here I'm just truing up the wobbly original outside diameter, and I have the taper attachment set to 5 degrees. So even though I've kind of pressed that piece of brass into the plastic, I have my doubts about being able to get away with this, and of course I didn't think I would be able to. So I had to center drill that piece of brass and use the live center to put some pressure on it to get it pushed up into the plastic to hold it there eventually. But the clearance to the tool and the live center is extremely close. I need a different live center is what I need. I could just cut that completely off, but I like how the piece of brass recesses into it just a little bit. That may wear off or whatever. I might have to cut it off later. But you can see on that piece of brass that there's a small flat left there, and I need that later to be able to clamp it into the chuck. After doing some more eyeballing, I figure out that I need to go back just a little bit on my piece that's in the chuck so that I have enough room for a flat on the end of the taper to be able to clamp it again in the chuck, and to be able to have enough room for the parting tool and just getting the length set right on the taper piece. That's a piece of 3/16 brass bar stock. I did a couple of different setups and determined that that was the right position to have the Delrin in, and so that gave me a base to get a measurement so that I know how far to put the recess into the Delrin, and I just put the stick out on the boring bar to that measurement there. So, and I went over a little bit. Obviously, I wouldn't do that with a piece of metal, but with plastic, I can just bump right up against it, barely touching it, and I get exactly the right amount of cut. So now that I've got the shaft fitted to the Delrin piece, I just need to trim up the brass piece that goes on the other end against the hand wheel itself. And this very difficult to measure pocket, I need to trim this to a very specific length so that it fits into that recess properly. Alright, so there it is, all finished up. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on polishing the plastic, as it will smooth out over time from me handling it. And you can see it's still a little bit tight there. I did go back one more time and polish the shaft, and I put the collar on the end of it and just left a little bit of a protrusion past the shoulder on the steel shaft so that whenever I press fit it, I can adjust the amount that it's into the hand wheel. and allow the Delrin piece to float freely. And for those of you in the know, the original handle was 3 ounces and this assembly is 3.4 ounces, a difference of just a normal Sharpie. So I'm not worried about undue influence while the wheel is turning. Happy with the way it turned out. Adding that 3/4 of an inch on the end allows me to get my third finger on the handle if I want to, and I think it looks great. It's a little bit thicker than the original handle, so there's more to grab onto. I just like it all the way around, and it's easier to move the carriage, which is the whole point of this. Not to mention less hand fatigue. Thanks for watching.